Welcome back to Wondered Bliss. My name is Kevin. I'm an artist, a poet, and a recovering fool who has made damn near every mistake, but has learned a thing or two and wants to offer whatever help I can. And that is poetry. So, I've been going through my books, page by page, combing through and discussing every topic that might have or may be still taunting you as well. Because life is not easy, and it will give you a little bit of everything. And if you've never handled it before, you don't know what the fuck to do. You don't know which way to turn. How can you? And you can learn the hard way, the way I've chosen, or you can try to learn from others. Take whatever wisdom that they may have and apply it to your life. But this next poem here, this one, I've taken a bit of time to sit and think. And I wasn't sure exactly what to say. Because this one, it's maybe a bit more near and dear to my heart. I do love this poem. It's a short one, but it's titled Truth. So I'll read it and we'll talk about it. I would open my eyes wider if I could see more. I would close them and keep them shut, if not just to dream. I would learn to wield fire to explore mountain shore. But it's all fun and games until the meadows burn. Perhaps it's best to focus on keeping balance. And here on the next page, I just have this little continuation. It's not really a standalone poem, but a continuing thought. And it's sometimes I think I had to think that nothing had a purpose to realize just how stupid I've become. And what do I mean by any of this? What did any of this mean to me? As you hear it or read it, you'll have your own life and moments popping back into your head, flashing back into your psyche. But for me, the search for truth, the desire to understand life and what is happening, has been going back as far as I can remember. Now, I was raised very religious, as I'm sure many of you have been too. But when I was about 15, 16 years old, I fell away hard. And I started seeing all of these gaps and holes in all of the religious arguments and many of the texts, many inconsistencies in the stories and the logic of how exactly this is working. So I cast it all aside. This can't be it. And there was some issues in my life and family and all kinds of things, and I could not understand why God would be doing any of this. I thought all of it was a farce. I thought all of it was a lie. I thought it was simply just ideas from early Neolithic people who didn't understand a damn thing about how the world actually worked, and that's why they believed the things they did. So I cast it all aside. So I started looking other places. The search for truth that would open my eyes wider if I could see more. I will search it all. I will go and find the truth here. Well, the next line here, I would close them and keep them shut, if not just to dream. I'd do anything to know what is actually happening here. So I studied hard in school, all of my science courses. I explored many different philosophies, many different ideas. And for a long time, I ended up in a very nihilistic place, believing truly that all of this was random happenstance, that life sparked into being by random probability, and although the chances were slim, we were lucky to be here, but that's all it was. There was no life after this. There was no continuation of any of it. None of it mattered. None of it mattered. And I stayed there for a long time. And in that process, I smoked and drank myself away, because why not? I ran around with reckless abandon because why not? I was chasing pleasure. I was chasing fun and excitement. The highs of life, because what else was there to live for? I couldn't see it. I couldn't see it. And in that process, I became wildly depressed. And I formed many terrible habits. I put on a bunch of weight. I said fuck it to any meaningful relationship. I held on to nothing and no one. And it, surprisingly, it left me all alone and miserable. And really, it was of my own doing, as it almost always is. But why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I? If I believed truly in my heart like I did that none of it mattered. Why wouldn't I wither away? The world is full of pain. You can't trust a damn soul, right? And frankly, I was wrong. The last line of this poem, it's one, perhaps it's best to focus on keeping balance. I'm talking all about it in this poem, about how I'm searching and I'm finding, I want to explore. I would learn to wield fire to explore mountain shore. I love the way that I said that. Because this wielding of fire, it gives you light. It gives you the option to explore further throughout the night, and maybe a bit of warmth and safety in the different areas of this mountain shore. Everything that life will give you, right? But it's all fun and games until the meadows burn. And I apologize if you can hear my lovely neighbors upstairs. Everyone is home on holidays, and they are running around because they are children. So you can't even be that mad at them, but have fun somewhere else. I'm recording, damn it. It's okay. But that line, it's all fun and games until the meadows burn. I was sitting with that thought, and how perhaps it's best to focus on keeping balance. Because that's the key. This wielding of fire to explore mountain shore is not a bad thing. But if done in a reckless way, if not handled deliberately and carefully, you'll burn the meadows, damn it. The beauty of life will shatter. It will crumble just the same. And that's the danger here. There's a danger of exploring truth the way that I was exploring it. In many ways, I was trying to toss away everything I'd ever been taught, because that can't be the truth. Sure, there was good things in all of the religious texts, and I was learning a lot about discipline and wisdom and how to be a good man and all these things. I tossed it all the fuck aside. But with that went all of the beauty. All of the beauty. And there is beautiful things in every religion. Absolutely there is. Every religious text, there is gold there. And there is truth. Now, I still don't read them literally, but metaphorically, there is truth riddled all throughout all of them. But I tossed it all away. I set it all ablaze. But what is the solution here? It's always keeping balance. It was something that I've realized. Looking at life from that scientific perspective, I guess, if you must. All throughout nature, all throughout life, all throughout the human body, every system that is existing here, it's all maintaining balance or trying to maintain balance. Inside of your body, it's all focused on maintaining homeostasis, as they'll say. But it's balance is what it is. Balance between sodium levels and your sugar levels and every other neurotransmitter. It's like you don't want too much, you don't want too little. You need that Goldilocks amount just right. Even standing, it's about balance. Swaying between 2 feet, otherwise you fall. But it's every system as well. Everything is always simply maintaining balance. The balanced forces of a star between the explosive nuclear forces and the gravity that's holding it all together. It's the balance between them that allows it to be a star that doesn't just erupt into a massive supernova all of the time. Now, eventually, they run out of balance, and either the gravitational forces are too weak to match the strength of the nuclear explosions that are happening all the time, and they die. It's a complex web. Astronomy is a fascinating topic, but everything works when it's in balance. And if you look at that, and it's everywhere in all things all of the time, wouldn't that also apply to me and to you? How you live your life, even how you explore truth, how you should live. You should do so in a balanced way, in a deliberate and careful manner. I was young. I mean, all of us are at one point in our lives, right? And there is the arrogance of youth, and that's something that we all must fight. You start to understand how things work, and you think you have it all figured out. That is a dangerous place to be. A very, very dangerous place to be. It's much more, I'd say, beneficial to truly know and understand that you don't know everything. Because then you won't have to fight your own arrogance. If you always leave the door open for room to explore, to learn more, to not cast everything aside all of the time, but be open to truth, be open to new data, new realizations. Maybe you won't end up so hopeless like I did, like maybe you are right now. If you think you have it all figured out and you found yourself in a pretty negative place, you probably don't. If you think you figured everything out about life and you're miserable, you don't have it figured out at all. Where I was, I said, yeah, maybe I'm lucky to be here, but fuck it, who cares? In 1 billion years, all of this will be gone anyway. Give it 100 years, no one will remember my name. Why does it matter? And it's a silly position. It's a silly place to be. Because it's like, maybe all of that is true. Maybe in 100 years, no one remembers you and you are withering away in the dirt. And none of it matters anymore. But the key is anymore. To you here right now, it is everything. To everyone around you, it is everything. And maybe you don't realize that. Maybe you've stumbled about like I was, and you're trashing every relationship, you're burning every bridge, because why not? Maybe you feel like you don't matter at all to anybody. And maybe right in this moment, maybe you don't. Maybe you are as miserable as you think you are. But what if you weren't? What if you acted differently? What if you gave a damn about yourself and about anybody else? What if you tried to be the light in their life rather than a point of darkness, a point of misery and pain, another reason to be upset with everyone else? What if you tried? Imagine how much value you could have to everyone around you. Imagine how influential and impactful you could be in every moment of everyone's life if you tried to be. But here's the danger. You have to try to be. To be that person, you have to be that person. You have to let go of the things that are holding you back. This comfortable pattern that somehow you found yourself in where you're miserable, you have to let it go. You have to be willing to look at life from a different angle, to find the balance between the light and the dark, because both do exist. The good and the bad are here, but why? It's for the sake of experience. You can't have either without without the two, without both. You can't. It's the light and the dark that allows for the shadows and the shade, that allows for depth perception, to be able to see. It's the same for the good and the bad of life, for the love and the hatred. You don't know what is loving or good if you don't have the context that's out there. And that's that next bit here. Sometimes I think I had to think that nothing had a purpose to realize just how stupid I've become. And this is God in whatever etheric sense you choose to see it. Because I don't think anybody's pinpointed exactly what God is. God will let you travel down this road. Because maybe it's the best thing that will ever happen to you. Maybe this darkness that you're tunneling yourself into, maybe it is exactly what, given a little bit more time, will help you be the best person that you could ever imagine being. Because that right there, had I not traveled fully down the road of nihilism, of atheism, of misery and everything in between, how could I truly know that I'm happy? That it's worth being happy? That it's worth living a life as if it means something? And in fact, that is what makes it mean anything. Because if you don't believe it means anything, well, you're sure as shit right, it doesn't. Because it's you who gives meaning to your life. Truly. But if you go down the road and you start acting differently, you start seeing the results of your actions, because you've seen exactly what living nihilistically will bring you, and you start acting a bit differently, and you start reaping all of the rewards of an attentive and disciplined and diligent life, then you know for sure, oh, it was these seeds that I planted that are bearing this fruit. Maybe I should keep planting these seeds. I like these rewards that I'm getting. And maybe you don't believe that you will bear the positive, delicious fruit. Well, give it a try. Give it a try. And that's a great point. If you're already miserable, if you're already on the point of suicide and everything like I had been, what does it hurt to give yourself 3 months of acting entirely differently? If you're on the verge of ending it all anyway, what does it hurt to give it one last-ditch effort? Let me just change everything for a while and see what happens. If you've already resolved to end it, if it's already all a waste, then what does it hurt to try it again? And just see. But you have to give an honest and true effort. Otherwise, because if you keep holding yourself back and you keep living the same way, yeah, you're not going to get a different result, obviously. But if you truly just surrender all of your nonsense and just give it an honest fucking try to be happy, to find meaning, to find God, despite your atheism, despite all of this, if you just try with an honest heart, you'll be amazed at what you find. You'll be amazed. And it might just be enough to make your life worth living. At least another day. And you keep trying, and it's just enough to give you at least another day. And all of a sudden, if you keep going down that path, you've lived a fruitful life. And at the end of it, you got to live it all. But you have to try. You can't just keep wallowing about in your own misery and your own negative expectations and hope for anything other than that. You can't. It's fucking obvious, isn't it? It is. But we'll hold ourselves back from this shit. We do it all the time. the time. But the answer is always balance. And in that, you'll find God. In that, you will. You can't help it. God is not hiding from us, but you have to look. You have to realize what you're seeing. And believe me, it's frustrated the fuck out of me. Of course it does. But it also has given me so much hope and so much curiosity. And that's another point. It was something I wanted to say. In none of this am I saying don't explore life. Don't look past your current limitations or your current understanding. Like, let's say you're looking at life purely from a religious standpoint. I don't think that's the full truth either. So you should go explore. Anybody who's telling you not to study the scientific observations of life and to include those into your understanding of how this world works, they've got a grip on you, and they don't want you to ask certain questions, and that's a problem. You should be able to ask questions. You should ask every question, but do so deliberately. Do so cautiously. Never believing that if I get the answer to this one question, I've figured it all out. No, because one question begets another and another and another. There is no end to the curiosity of life and the infinite web of complexity that this thing is. It never ends. There's always more to explore, and that's the beauty of it. So study it all. I think we're here to do that. We're here to figure it out to the best of our ability. That's why we've been given these minds that are so inquisitive. Ask every question, but do it carefully. Do it deliberately. Never let whatever answer you find steal your peace or joy, but let it add to the pot of your understanding, the wealth of your knowledge. And let it grow your perception of life and the mystery and the magnificence of God. Let it grow it. There you'll, I don't know, it's the whole wondered bliss thing. I've talked about it before. That the name of this comes from a poem. And it was what I had lost. It's what I had been missing. I thought I fucking knew it all. And I was miserable because I didn't know shit. But what I had lost the most is the joy of asking questions. The joy of the exploration, the wondered bliss, looking at the stars, looking out at life, the endless sky, the endless eternal scape of potential that exists out in the universe. Looking at it with awe and wonder. The joy that is in that, the bliss that you can find in asking a question. I had lost that. And realizing it, I guess I found it again. I'm grateful for it. That's one of the best parts of life. It's the exploration of the damn thing. But if your current exploration has led you to a point that you stopped and you're miserable because you think you figured it out, explore more, damn it. Like I had said, and it's such a good point, and I'll say it again, and then I'll end it. If your current understanding of life has made you feel miserable, then you don't understand life. You don't understand it. Look a little harder. There will be misery in this. There will be pain. There will be frustration. There will be doubt and anxiety and all of it. But that's just one piece. There is also everything else. Every wonder, every joy, every passion, every love, everything. Everything. Look around a little deeper. This place is fucking beautiful. It is wonderful. And I don't know. You deserve it. You deserve to allow yourself to see it, to feel it, to breathe the air. You're here just the same as me and everyone else. You deserve it just the same. Of course you do. I don't care who you are, what you've done. None of that matters. You deserve this life. You're here to live it. So explore it and love the damn thing. Love it for letting you do it. We get so locked in the pains and frustrations, we forget the gift that we have. And it is a gift. It is. Don't forget it. Don't forget it. And never stop asking questions. Never stop trying to understand it. To look a little further into every situation. Because it's doing something for you. Every new grain of wisdom or experience, it's developing you. It's teaching you something. And maybe it's teaching you about the darkness, the hardness of life. But why? It's preparing you to be able to have the grit to handle that and still be soft, to still be kind, to still be loving in the face of all of it. If you're not made strong, you can't be there with strength to support the good. It's all doing something for you. All of the time. All of the time. Never forget that. Never forget it. And if you have forgotten it, well, fucking remember, damn it. Because if you're at that point where you're miserable, where you're nihilistic, where you have no positive perception of the world anymore, it may be life had led you there through a series of events and all kinds of things that went wrong, but it's you holding on to it. It's you deciding to be trapped by those memories, by those pains, by the current frustrations or things that are holding you back, and you're refusing to believe in anything else. You're refusing to let yourself see the good in any situation. If you can't, you're refusing it. It's there, always. Challenge me on that. Sure. I'll challenge you back. It's there. You may not see it. That doesn't mean it's not there. Look further.